Hello and welcome back to Wargame with me, Gary. I'm going to do a comments video. I haven't done one for a very long time and I really enjoy doing them. So I thought I'd do one today and I'm going to aim to try and do them regularly. So I thought maybe between every 6 and 9 weeks and just see how they go. So yeah, so that's the plan and we'll see how that works out. This video is from so it's the last video I did, 2021, video 19, and it's my unit of fantasy Greek hoplites for Kings of War, figures from Black Tree Designs. They really are my teeth, I promise. And they test the zombie from Zombicide. So if I get cracking, because from previous experience I do know that these comment videos can sometimes take a little while. So first one is from Brush and Quill, so that's Callum. The shields look really great, Gary. I once went to look at nose art on World War II airplanes and was really pleased to see that they weren't all amazing works of art. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It would have been the same with these hand-painted shields. They wouldn't all be the same, especially if each soldier did their own. Always great to see your work, Gary. Okay, Callum, you've made a really good point there. First, thank you very much. And you're right, they wouldn't have robotic manufacturing techniques back in ancient Greece. It would have been, getting them as close as they possibly could, and it would also depend on the person doing it. If the one person has more skill, you're right, the shields would be slightly or very different from each other. So yeah, good point. So thank you very much, Callum. All the best, mate. Justin Burgess, Justin, what an intro! Yes, keep that coming. It's quite inspiring for fantasy gaming. Shields look ace, great job. Well, thank you very much, Justin. Yeah, I must so Justin's referring to, I've started reading, just for my fantasy videos, intros from the Games of War Mantic rule book, which I really enjoy doing, and I must admit there's some really rich stuff in there. So yeah, I most certainly do intend to do that. Thank you very much for. I'm heavily into fantasy, as I am into history, and I get totally what Justin's saying there. So yeah, so I'm going to keep doing it, and thank you very much for the comments about the shields. I'm glad that they didn't turn out to be a complete disaster. Then I've got Barry Hall. The shields are amazing. White can be tricky over black. I normally do light grey first, then finish off with white. Saying that, they do look terrific. Yeah, totally. I'm not sure. I'm well aware of doing a light grey and then putting the white on. I have no idea why I didn't choose to do it. I ended up having to go over it quite a lot, and even then, it's still not like taken out the black completely. You can still slightly see it through. I don't know. Maybe I was just being a bit lazy. I don't know. But anyway, I mean, I was happy with them, and it sounds like Barry's, thought they were quite cool as well. Thank you for the comment. I do. Maybe I was just rushing. Maybe I wanted to get it done quickly. Things going off in your head about wanting to get finished. And once you've got the idea in your head. So maybe that's what that was. But you're quite right, I should have done a light grey. Davey, J White Arts with a pen. These hoplites look fantastic in formation. Gary, you have done a great job. You have done a great paint job on these great miniatures. Yeah, cheers, Davey. I follow Davey. He has an art channel. He does sketching with a pen or a pencil. And that is brilliant. So if you've not been to Davey's J White Art with a Pen website, you should go. He did an orc. I asked him if he would do an orc, and it turns out he was going to do one anyway, but he did give me a mention, which was very nice. So anyone who hasn't already been over there, please go over and have a look. And Davey, thank you very much for your comments. I do appreciate it. Alex attempts tabletop. Those shields on the Greeks look fantastic. Lovely job. The zombie for Zombicide is looking fab as well. Great job. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, I'm pleased with the shields. For a man with limited talents, I was very pleased. I'm pleased enough with how they've turned out, and they seem to be getting quite a lot of comments, and they look nice in a unit, so that's quite good. And I definitely intend to do more. The zombie from the Zombicide, yeah. This is the guy where I've done the pussy infected part with spots, orange and yellow, but I think it really, if I was honest, it really needs something to bring that down a bit, and then which will in itself bring out the spots. But I'll have a look. I'm going to do some more testers and see what they look like. So thanks very much for that, Alex. Just have a swig. Then Vic's Miniatures, Victor. Wonderful work on the figures, Garry. Top-notch work as always. Well, thank you very much. I have a lot of respect for Victor's work. Anyone who follows his channel, and I hope everyone does, will know that he does some blinding work. So this is high praise indeed. So thank you very much, Victor. Battle Knights, nice work, Garry. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Valhalla Games. That is such a nice name for a channel. Valhalla Games, yes. Those hoplites are so striking. Also, I love the green Vergis on the bronze. Yeah, that's where it's the oxidization, isn't it? Where it looks the copper or bronze, it starts to go off green. The shields and the plumes were very striking and gave great informity. Very nice. Great update. Nice to see things progressing so well. Regards, Dan. Thank you very much, Dan. I really appreciate your comments. Yeah, I copied Leon T66 in regards to the oxidization on the shields, and I think I used to do a brown wash, but now I'm sold on the green wash, which gives you that look. Also, in regards to the figures, yeah, I purposed that these ones were going to just go in I'm doing a massive Athenian army, and they were just going to go in there. But the plumes, I think for what I'm using them for, they look just right for what I need. But for me, they just didn't have that classical look. So yeah, so that's why I've taken these out of my historical and Trojan War armies and put them in my fantasy army. But I agree. I think they're striking figures, and I think they're really good. The black tree designs, lovely figures, and I hope they bring out their ancient collection again. Sorry, got a nut caught. Hellcarax 26, that's Rusty. Those are some very nice looking Greeks, really liking your use of them for a fantasy campaign, yeah. And that, I'm totally with that. I actually thought when I did them that it would be, like I say, I didn't think they were classical enough, but I think they're going to work really well in the fantasy. Also, for those of you who are following Rusty, he's doing a 15mm fantasy battle reports, and he's got orcs. Well, that's it, enough said. Why would I say anything else? He's got orcs, yeah. But he's got, and they're fighting a whole load of, undeads and all sorts of other people. But yeah, so if you've not seen what he's doing, get along there and have a look. There's some really nice stuff. And I love fantasy and orcs as much as I enjoy historical. Grand Priego, nice work on the hoplites, Garry. Well, thank you very much, appreciate that. Hacksaw Hobby Bunker, cracking work on the regiment, and the Z, Cheers. Thank you very much, and all the best to you as well, mate. Leon T66 Wargaming. So Leon, great work all round, mate. I like the orange. I like the orange. I think he's referring to the zombie. And I really got to learn how to pronounce this, isn't I? Verdigris. The verdigris is the green effect oxidization of the metal. Yes, I know this, and the reason I know it, Leon, is because you told me in one of your videos. So, so thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. In regards to the orange, I think I've already said I am going to do some work on the. I'm pointing at me because the shoulder on the zombie that I painted was bright orange with yellow dots, and I'm gonna keep it, but I'm gonna change it just slightly, just so that it lose some of that brightness. And make it, give it a bit more depth as well. So yeah, but thank you very much, Leon. Appreciate that, mate. Tabletop Generals, great painting, Gary. Nice update overall. Looking forward to more Kings of War. Yeah, definitely. I've been humming and ahhing for the best part of 2 or 3 years about what battle system and rules I'll be using. And for now, I'm going to stick with Kings of War, mainly because I'm doing some readouts for it, and I think it looks really good. It sounds really good. I'm reading paragraphs at the moment, so yeah. So from the rule book, and it's really setting the scene for me. So yeah. So I'm going to stick with Kings of War for now, but I will try out other battle systems and rules. But for now, like I say, I'm going to stick with the King's War. So thank you very much. All the very best. Randolph McGee. Greeks look great, Gary. I like the way every shield is the same but different. Fantastic paintwork. Yeah, to be honest, Randolph, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. They do look slightly different, but that wasn't intentional. It would have been really nice if I could have got them all the same. But I don't have that kind of skill. But they were really nice words, so all the very best, mate, and I'll see you in a bit. Kent's Paint Shack. These look great. Love the narrative to start the video. Yeah, a couple of people have said that, and I like it, so I'm going to keep it in. And to be fair, I was going to keep it in anyway because I enjoy what's in the book. I also enjoy the sound of my own voice. In a more humble way than that was meant to come out, to be fair. Phil R, amazing fantasy Greek hoplites, Gary, inspired and wonderful job. Thank you very much, Phil, I really appreciate that. Battle Bunker HQ, awesome painting on those, Gary. I agree, white can be a bit of a pain to get right. Top work, mate, take care. Yeah, the same as I've already commented on that, but he's right. And the white, I know better than that. I made it a bit more difficult than I needed to. I'm not criticising it. It's it is what it is, and I've done what I've done. And I know if I'd have done the light grey, that would have worked much better. That's life. C'est la vie, as they say. Kitchen Wargamers, looking fantastic, Gary. I think he's referring to the figures and not me. Oh, that's such an old joke, isn't it? Oh, I've got to get some new material. Lucian George, nice Greeks, Gary. Happy weekend. Thank you very much, Lucian, and the same to you as well, my old mate. Red Green 09. Well, Gary, good stuff. Yeah, it says good stuff. And he said that he likes it very much. So thank you very much. I do appreciate that. And at the end of the day, we're all doing this. We're all doing these videos because we enjoy doing it, but we also like there's that machistic thing about wanting a little bit of feedback. So yeah. Anyway, but thank you very much. P. Beckus, Paul, fantastic unit, guys. Thank you very much, Paul. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I think I've picked the unit for. I've taken them out of my historical, as I've said, and they're going into my fantasy, and I think they're going to work really well. In my mind, they seem to be working very well. Gareth Evans. Hi, Gareth. Hi, Gary. The shields came out well, thank you. Great job on them. You're not alone in wanting bigger battles. Oh, right, yeah. I've been going that way for some time. If others want smaller games, great, but it's not what motivates me now. However, as I've gone for bigger battles, the figure size has got smaller, although I am currently being tempted by some 28mm figures. Yeah, Gareth, I'm with you. I really like watching battle reports from some of the skirmish games that people have, and I know that Leon and that are doing it's a Sega. What is it? Anyway, they're doing something on Sega. They'll come to me in a minute. So, and brilliant. It's a Sega challenge. And I think it looks really good. It's great that so many people are joining in, and I love seeing what people are picking out to paint, and yeah, just really good. But like Gareth says, whilst the rest of the world is going for smaller units, after having done their own versions of big units, I still seem to be stuck in big units, big units. So yeah, so I'm with you, Gareth. I like the big units, and I'll probably be staying with that for quite some time. Paul's Paint Shed. Hi, Paul. Oh, I do love a chocolate red wine. So great have alcohol in it, really, in it. Great work on the Greeks, mate. The shields look fantastic. The zombie looks good. Thank you very much, Paul. Yeah, lots of comments about the shield, so I'm pleased with that. The zombie, it was a tester. It's all right, and I'm not going to change it. I'm going to leave it as is, but I'm going to change the rest that I paint in future. John P 4000, Gary, how do these figures size up to Victrix or Warlord Hoplites? Brilliant shout. That is such a good shout. I don't know what they are size wise. I would imagine they'll be very close, and I have been looking. The only trouble is, have I got one here? Bear with me. This is a tester I've just finished. He's a slinger, as you can see. It's not going to focus, but you can see his helmet. I think it's a Botanium helmet. I don't know, but the helmet is very specific. So it's not so much whether they'll all be the same size. It's about finding that helmet, and the hoplites have that helmet as well. So that's what. So I did look. I looked on the Victrix. I haven't seen the Warlords yet. I did look on the Victrix, and I couldn't see them type of helmets, and that's what I'm really looking for. So yeah, really, I mean, that is a really good shout, John, and I do appreciate it. But I'm looking for a specific type of helmet. I'm hoping Black Tree do bring out their ancient list again, their catalogue for the ancients. But it's in the lap of the gods. But if anyone knows like where you can actually get that type of helmet, I wonder if that will help me putting my hand in front of my face. No, I think it might have, yeah. So if anyone knows where I can actually get that helmet, please do let me know, because that's the type of helmet I'm going for with my fantasy Greeks. Hersey Productions, Palmer. The Greeks came out fantastic, Gary, and nice job on the zombie. Thank you very much, Palmer. I as you know, I've been following your stuff for a very long time, so that is high praise indeed. And I think those Greeks are going to work out well. The zombie, it does need some. I was going to update. I'm not going to, but the ones I do in future will be slightly different. But all the best, mate, and I hope you're doing very well. Let me just. Carthage must be destroyed. Some great looking Greeks. They turned out well and could easily be used for historical wargaming along with the fantasy games. Well done. Yeah, and I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I totally agree. I can use them for historical. I would imagine that when Black Tree Design made these particular figures, they must. I'm guessing that they are copying it from somewhere, but I don't know where. So yeah, but for me, it just didn't look classical enough. And you know, we all have our own mind's eye of what we want and how we see things, and that's really where I'm at. I think they're lovely figures, and I'm going to get some more if Black Tree bring out some more, or if anybody knows where I could get some similar looking Greeks. Excuse me. but right now I want to use them for the fantasy. So yeah, but you're right, they could be used for the historical quite easily. Cheers, mate. Shawno's World of Figures, cracking job on the hoplites, Gary. They look brilliant, thank you very much. I like the zombie. Like you said, a darker wash over the orange, then a highlight will look even better. Have a great weekend, mate. That's very nicely put, Sean. Thank you very much. Yeah, I totally agree. The hoplites, yeah, I'm very pleased with how they're turning out. And I know as I paint more, they will slowly get better, and I'll tweak things as I see, as they're developing. And I do intend to have quite a large army of the fantasy hoplites, or Greeks, the fantasy Greeks. In regard to the zombie, yes, I totally agree. A slightly darker wash. I haven't decided on what, maybe a grey or a brown or something. Might bring out, or even a really dark red might bring the spots out a bit more, and tone down the bright orange. So yeah, totally. Justin from the Miniature Painter, who has changed his name because now he is the Miniature Painter. Those hoplites look beautiful, Gary. Thank you very much, Justin. Really appreciate that, mate. And that is something I'm going to. What I tend to find is the more I paint of the same thing, I start experimenting. Sometimes it turns into a bit of a pig, but generally I find things which like make it look a little bit better. So that's the idea, and that might be why I enjoy painting big armies. Because by the time I get to the last figure, it's better. It's reasonable standard. Gene Mark Galaxy. Hi Gary, great looks, congrats buddy. Cheers mate, yeah, really appreciate that. Same as I've been saying, yeah, I'm quite pleased with how they're turning out, and I hope you're doing very well as well. I'm really enjoying the dioramas. Granddad's Art Space. Hi Gary, very nice troops. I like big armies, can't beat a large battalion of troops. The zombie has turned out well. Don't ruin it. Be careful with more washes. I like the red-orange effect. It works, as you say. That's the dyslexia jumping in there. It works well, as you say. It's contaminated with something. So who can say what comes out? Yeah. See, it's a good point, and he's right. I do need to be careful with the washes because it can ruin it. So I will bear that in mind when I do some more zombies, which I'm working on now. The old Wargamer units look good. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Let's just move down a bit. Triaris Wargaming, very nice troops. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And lastly, Karen from Michelangelo website. A good effort. Hoplites looking good. Tester figure good. But orange, I think that's now referring to the zombie. A bit bright, yep, bit bright maybe. All in all, very interesting, well done. Yeah, Karen, thank you very much for that. I appreciate them comments, and you're right, I totally agree. The orange, I think visually, is probably just a little bit too bright. I'm going to keep. I think I'm going to keep that one for myself. It's like a learning curve. Be aware of how they turn out. But yeah, but all in all, I think I'm going to leave that as is. But look at the zombies that follow, and just like look at the washes that I'm putting on there. See if they can't tone it down just a little bit. But as was stated earlier, I will need to be a bit careful on how I apply those washes. So that's me. That is a incredibly long video for me. That's nearly half an hour, and might be a very incredibly long video for yourselves as well. But anyway, that's my first comment. What I might do in future is the ones which are very, very similar, maybe just combine them and say, Dave, Edward and Bernie say this, that type of thing. Because I have noticed I'm getting more comments nowadays, which I really like. I really like the comments. So yeah, but maybe just have a look at that a little bit and like see what's the best way to take that forward. Anyway, that's me done. That's my first comment video for 2021. I will try and get in at least, let's say another 4 or 5 for the rest of the year. Let's say another 4 and see how it goes. All right then. All the very best, everybody. Look after yourselves and cheers. Oh, let's go find a steak night.